right. Like what's the meaning of life? Like what's the meaning of life? Tell me, are you ready to pay that price? Late nights, early morning sacrifice. They tried to lock me in the cage and that ain't right. Scheming cause I won't eat in at night. Everywhere they go, they take they pole, I'ma keep my pipe. Had to show them boys that I won't no hoe, had to earn my stripes. Gotta pour my heart on songs I'm oozing pain for life. This shit run through my veins, hope it stay like this for life.
Hey guys, I am Iamshaylajade. This is Chocolatecake101. Thanks for coming back. All I can think about is how naked it looks all around me. And I'm sorry you guys, the bulk of my things are in my storage in Charlotte, North Carolina. Then I have some things in T storage in High Point, North Carolina. Then I have some stuff, my hair, in both my parents' storages in Raleigh. And I'm everywhere. But I'm here for you. And still don't have like my puppets and all my stuff. But yes, I'm here for you. So this is a part of the self-concept series of Chocolatecake101. If you did not see the previous episode, if the link is not somewhere, then just go onto the page, you guys, and look at that episode. It's called A Conversation on Self-Concept, and then you can also find other really good builds on other different topics. So I appreciate you. If you find it interesting and helpful, then you can like, share, comment, subscribe, repost, screenshot, screen record, email, hit me up. Let me know how you feel. Again, you are appreciated. It's just so basic. You could never be basic. All right, so today's topic is on mental diet, and I have very little notes because I've actually recorded this conversation about 3 times already, and I have it in my phone, but I don't like it, so I'm doing it again. What is mental diet? Mental diet is focusing on yourself with intention and focusing on your mind and the things that you allow within your world and in your mind with intention. The reason why you want to have a good mental diet is because when you focus well on your mentality and only allow beautiful things in your mind, then over time, and when I say over time, I'm talking like 3 days, but it gets 3 days to start and then better and better as you do it. But your emotions will be better, you'll think better, you'll be happier, your state of well-being is elevated, is lifted, you'll be more safe, you'll be on a better frequency, on a higher frequency. A lot of this shit that a lot of people are dealing with, you won't really have to deal with it. You might see it, but it won't be in your reality. You'll make more money, you'll have better sex, you'll be, you can live the life that you want to live, okay? A good mental diet is the key to a joyful life. And it's not something that you do one time and it's done. It's something that you consistently do, okay? Everything starts with your mind. So the things that happen in this 3D plane on the outside are all manifestations of what's going on in your head, okay? So the way that you look, and I'm so serious, whether you think you're attractive or not, the way that you look, the way that you smell, the way that you talk, the way that your physical appearance, what is it? NLP, mind control. Oh my gosh! And there's something else. It's some form of Asian art form. You can look at a person, right? They teach you that you can look at someone's face, and through the crevices on their forehead, or any marks on their eyes, or pimples, or dimples, or dark spots, or anything that's on their face, you can tell the trauma that they've been through. You can tell when it happened, and you can tell how they handled it. They say that when you have fat around your stomach, your gut is your second brain, and it's your emotional brain, and the fat builds up. There's something in Qigong I was going to say about it too, but the fat buildup is a protection layer. So people who have a lot of fat around their waist, those are people who don't handle their emotions well. You can look at someone's physical appearance and tell how they're working their mind. Because like I said, everything, including your money, including your sex, including your health, including the things that happen to you. These are all indications, and it's not like, as you know, there are people who have a lot of money and a poor love life, but that's because their mind, they have a good concept when it comes to money and a bad concept when it comes to love, or when it comes to love for them. But these are all things that you can correct with a good mental concept in general and in those specific areas. So your mind is going to control everything about you, the way you look, how you feel, your health, the things that happen to you, your money, your family, all that stuff. That is why mental diet is extremely important. I don't believe in ridiculing people about the way they look. So when it comes to diets, there are lots of things that people diet for, right? The biggest one that we talk about is, or the biggest one that people do is nutrition and food. There's also people who all throughout school, studying and studying your craft and learning your craft is another form of a diet or some type of disciplining and focusing on something so that it can cultivate and grow. In sports, you practice your craft, basketball or baseball or football. You have to practice all your life, and that can develop into a beautiful career for you. I mean, there are diets or ways that we focus so that we can be better at something, or so that we can protect something from being something that we don't want. So in this case, your mind. I have a beautiful, 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 beautiful vlog episode called The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's never been released. It's over an hour long. It's been edited several times by 7 different people, and yes, they're mamas. I had a famous DJ friend who edited it for me, and then he gave it to his mom to edit again. And I knew it was a bad idea, no offense. I appreciate it, but by the time I got it, it was nothing like I wanted it to be. It wasn't my baby anymore. It was, anyway, sorry. The post is called The Game of Life and How to Play It, and I talk about the laws of the universe. But rule number one is, there are no rules. And that's because all is mind. When you were a baby, when you were born, when you got pushed out of your mama, or when they ripped her out, you didn't have like a rule book with you. You wasn't doing all this because there are no rules. You weren't born with rules, because everything is going to be the concept of your mind and what you think it is. That being said, we have access to literally all the information in the universe. I'm not just talking about like the Akashic records. I'm talking about not understanding that you have so much accessibility and things around you all the time, literally all the time. Right now, you have 5 senses. What is it? Taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smelling. My hands. And smelling. You have 5 senses. And through those 5 senses, you have a realization of things in your life, but your mind actually filtered out what you got to see, taste, touch, hear, and smell based off of what your conscious mind believes. I'm talking about, in your mind, you have a filter. I like to call it like a doorman. Your doorman. Your mind is a doorman. The reticular activating system. And what it does is it filters out information. So for example, if you were actually to pay attention, the information that is privy to you, the things that you can actually hear, the things that you can actually taste and smell and things like that, is all around you. But your reticular activating system, it deciphers based off of what your beliefs are, what you're going to actually pay attention to, and what you're actually going to, how you're going to feel, your attention and your intention. So if you say, I can do something, or I like something, your RAS, that doorman is going to say, okay, we like it, and now it's going to bring in all the proof of that. So like if you think of, I don't know, for me, for example, I have a black Jeep. So now I see black Jeeps everywhere. It happens with everything. If you think of something, you see it. It's because it's your brain. It's filtering that to you. The same way if you say, I don't like something or I can't do something, your brain is going to give you proof of why you can't do it. It's literally the same thing as you being a security guard at a nightclub and the owner saying, okay, only let in people with these article of clothing on, or only let in this amount of black people. You know what I'm saying? It's a filtering, it's a gatekeeper, it's a doorman. But like I said, it lives off of your instruction. That is why your mental diet is so important. You have to protect the things that you allow into your life aren't necessarily things that you like or even that you believe. People think that something has to be true for it to be in your life. What happens is a repetition of it makes it a belief for you. They say a belief is nothing more than a thing that you continue to see or to feel or to hear, and then it becomes a belief. So you have to protect your mind. You have to protect your what you let in, and protect how you feel, your self-concept. When you protect your mind consciously, you allow your mind to protect you and to work for you the way that you want it to. So let me give some, can you read this? Dang. Anyway, it says give some examples. So for example, okay, some examples. Let me say this. So whenever you come into this world, and it is a known fact in psychology that your mind and your culture and your beliefs are going to be based upon the first 7 years of your life. And that's not necessarily so, but a lot of times your personality, the foundation, that's what I'm trying to say, the foundation of your personality is going to be built within those first 7 years of your life. So when you think of, and we don't even, a lot of times in psychology, they believe that you don't even remember things until you're 2. Like, you don't remember anything past 2, do you? Some people do, and it is a gift if you can. But most of the time, our memory starts at 2 or 3. So if you think about the things that are on TV, the music that's out there, the movies that's out there, the people around you and their life experiences, and then them pressing upon you their beliefs based off of the things that happened to them, regardless of what it was, regardless of why it was, they put a belief on it and they put upon you. For example, the 90s was a really, really rough year for R&B, okay? And I grew up off of 90s R&B. But if you go back and listen to it, right, everyone said, just another sad love song making my brain like, yeah, everyone said, hold on here, something goes, yeah. I told y'all my throat chakra's opening up, okay? Tony Braxton, Boyz II Men, Drew Hill, all these beautiful artists. It doesn't even matter. We can go to country music with like Garth Brooks. Don't take the girl. It doesn't matter. We could go to, oh my gosh, even the rap music. It was political, but it was pressure. It was anger. So all these songs, right? It doesn't matter what their intention was. Songs, TV, music, movies, not only are they telling you how to act, they're telling you how to act based off of your demographic, where you live, the color of your skin, the age that you are, the sex that you are, the amount of money that you and your family has. That's why they ask on tests the highest grade that your parents completed. They're gonna judge you based off of your parents' decisions. It's the truth, okay? But then they also tell you, they do stereotypes for you. So they play stereotypes on people. They play storylines on people, such as all men cheat. So in all these songs, men are cheaters. I don't want no scrub. In all these movies, the girl is sad. They tell you how to feel. The only reason why people get so heartbroken is because we were taught to feel betrayed. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself because I feel like we're on baby steps. What I'm getting at is, we are taught as a society, based off of where you live, how to be, how to act, how to feel about certain things, okay? And I was just giving an example with songs. I was just giving examples with movies and things like that. You are allowed to feel whichever way you want to feel. You're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe. But a lot of these things gave you negative beliefs about yourself. A lot of people think that they can't be anything because they weren't given those options. It's literally like, hey, little Timmy, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, no. You can either be a doctor or a lawyer. Oh, wait, little Timmy, you're black. So really, you can either only be a basketball player or a rapper. Oh, wait, little Timmy, your parents don't have any money. We're looking at more like a barber or a mechanic. telling you what your world is and giving you your options and then making you feel like you have some. I feel like I'm getting off topic. I digress. So with your mental diet, you are basically deciding, protecting, what is it saying? Precious like a flower, precious like a bomb. Your mind can be both. There's a reel going around about share. It's like share on it's like on Instagram or social media. Share, you guys, a lot of y'all don't know who Share is anyway. But there's doing an interview and they ask her what is her greatest asset, and she says my mind. And then they say what is your worst asset, and she says my mind, because your mind can be the thing that makes you, but it can also be the thing that breaks you. So when you have a mental diet, what you want to do is you want to protect the things that enter your mind. So for example, I'm writing down data mining because we have to talk about data mining. But first, when it comes to protecting the things, I'm talking about just in general, a lot of people they'll only listen to music that uplifts them, or music that music of experiences that they want. I talk a lot about the urban culture because can you guess why? I do. Okay. So I talk a lot about the urban culture, or the melanated culture is really what I should say, the melanated culture. So in that culture, the music purposefully is toxic. The women are all hookers and hookers. When's the last time I even heard that word? The women are whores. It's all about rump shaking, which, by the way, twerking has spiritual lineage, but the way that it's taught now is actually ill-dignified and toxic, and that's a whole other conversation. So yes, the women are not valued, and then even in today's society, in our music, women are taught to be hyper masculine in a toxic way. I guess any hyper masculine would be toxic. The men are taught to be emotionless, no emotions, numb. It's like everybody's numb. Anyway, the men are taught to be numb. The men are taught to not value women, but at the same time, that's not really what they want. They really want to feel vulnerable. They want to be able to be vulnerable in a powerful way, and they want someone that's on their side, and that's what both parties want. But so we listen to this music, and you literally shake your ass to music that says that you ain't shit. I don't get some of the women around here, because I'm not listening to a song that devalues me or anybody that looks like me. But that's here nor there. The movies do it. The people around you do it. But they don't really even realize that's what they're doing. Let me tell y'all something. There's something about me. I could talk about this all day, and then as soon as we turn on the camera, I'd be like a deer in headlights. I don't want to talk. I don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. But then you know what? That's the old story. That's bullshit. Because really, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I have your attention. So let's keep going. So examples of mental diet, okay? Examples of a mental diet. The music that you listen to, if it is toxic, if it talks crap about you, Black people be shaking their asses at songs that wish them to die, call them bad names, wish them to be poor. Anything about hustling is lack mentality. Because hustling talks about, hustling is an indication of a lack of time and a lack of resources. The music that you listen to should not be toxic. It should talk about what you want. And believe it or not, in the melanated culture, there's a lot of really, really high vibrational music, even on the 440 hertz. Even though the hertz isn't right, the music is still beneficial. We'll talk about that another time. Movies and TV shows. I'm telling my friends all the time, quit watching those TV shows about violence. I tell my sister this all the time. You don't want violence, but you're watching women get raped on TV. And you're acting, but like, y'all want to know why we live in a violent culture? Because you guys are addicted to drama. But you're addicted to survival type of drama. Not even what does my sister call it? First world problems. First world problem drama would be, we close in 2 weeks and I still want to get this property. You know, the stuff things that you're not worried about your survival. Music, movies, television, anything that you're watching. Television and all those things, that they are including social media. The things that you watch, when you're watching it, you're reticular your reticular activating system looks at it and deciphers based off of your beliefs how it's going to take in the information. It's like sucking in bad energy, depending on what it is. So you don't want to watch things you don't want to listen to things of experiences that you don't want to have. All this music about about talking about how women are trash and they don't matter. That's not what you want to be listening to. All these music, this music, oh my God, I can go all day about music. It really bothers me because I really don't understand. I'm not trying to be, okay, I don't care. When the people don't care about their well-being, it's signs of a sick person. And when you're shaking your ass to a song that is talking shit about your well-being, killing niggas, shooting them up, doing drugs, leaving kids, fuck bitches, get money. Same with these TV shows. Too many people, specifically women, are addicted to violent crime shows, whether they're real or whether they're fake. It says something about our society that we even think it's fun or entertaining to watch people get raped and killed. There's so much, the society's sick, y'all. No wonder there was a pandemic for 2 years. It's sick. And you don't understand, when you watch shit like that, you're lowering your vibration. You're desensitizing yourself to an issue. And even putting it in your vibration, even if it's not you and you're like, oh, it's not me. That's the whole thing about judging. The reason why you don't want to judge is because anything that you put on somebody else, anything that you acknowledge on somebody else, that low energy, you're opening yourself up to it because you can't give it to somebody else or imagine it for somebody else without you being on that frequency too. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying watching these shows is going to mean it's going to happen to you. However, it is part of the factor. You guys know nothing about thought forms. Anytime there's a thought form and television, there's television right in front of me. Television helps with thought forms. It gives you the thought. Anytime you participate in a thought form, thoughts become things. Scientifically, thoughts don't die. They just go out into the ethers and they circle around, and then they meet up with other alike thoughts. And then when they do that, it forms more matter. And the more and more matter, you're making it manifest into a physical reality. So no, it might not happen at once, but you're adding to the shit that you don't want to happen. So you need to chill out on that. That's for your benefit too. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So a lot of times you guys see these shows like The Simpsons, and you think these shows are predicting incidences. They're not predicting it. They're putting the thought out there for you to agree upon. You don't have to say yes or no. You don't have to say this is true or not. You don't have to say this can happen or it doesn't or it can't happen. But just the thought of you putting the image in your mind, you added to that thought form to make it so. So then years later, you guys see buildings collapsing, or you see famous moguls becoming the president on this TV show, and you think that they're predicting it. They're not predicting it. They're not predicting it. They're helping to make it happen by putting it out to the masses. Because what does Jesus say? When two or more pray in my name. Prayer can mean a lot of things, but a lot of times when two or more people, the more people, especially we're not even gonna go there. The more people that put their intention and attention on a subject, the easier it is to manifest, because you have that matter, that thought. The thought form thickens, it condenses like a cloud. The water evaporates, goes to the sky, it condenses together, it starts to form clouds, it gets heavier and heavier, it gets darker and darker, it gets wetter and wetter, and then with enough energy, boom, you have a storm. And it's actually storming outside right now. So anyways, so yes, people are they want to argue for their limitations because they like to bop to that beat, but that bopping to that beat is going to keep you broke and miserable, especially when it comes to love. The reason why love in the 2020s is so hard right now is because generation after generation has been purposefully fed toxicity. music, movies, and television, and the people that are around you, your aunt, your uncle, whether it's good things or bad things, and what you saw about money and what the bus driver said, and you heard on all these different things, what happened to your friends, all these different experiences that you put together, and you decide that this is what is true for you in your mind. Damn, did I lose my thought? Oh, all these things that make up you. What was I about to say, man? I lost my train of thought. What I was saying was, all the things that make up you, all the things that come together to make up your personality, you don't even realize half of those things you would never have even liked if it wasn't for it being around you. I remember the first time that someone introduced Jesus, God to me. I was 3 years old and I went to church. I was Christian, and they told me about God. Shit sounded lit. And then maybe about a year or two later, they told me about Jesus Christ, and I was like, no. I already told y'all Jesus is the homie. JC, what up, son? But, and I have very weird views on Jesus Christ, and one day I want to talk about it because it's actually pretty freaking brilliant if you can get your emotions out of it and your fear out of it, because nobody wants to talk bad about Jesus. Nobody wants to talk different about Jesus. Everyone's afraid. But yes, when I heard about Jesus, it wasn't because I didn't want to respect anybody who is doing all these wonderful things, but it was the whole I couldn't go to heaven without his consent thing. I'm like, hold on now. Hold on now. But after year after year after year of hearing that, what do we say? A belief is nothing more than a thought. A belief is nothing more than a thought, a repetitive thought. I was Jesus. I was doing all that Jesus stuff too because that's what I knew. And I don't mean to be, I'm not even just talking about Jesus, I'm talking about so many different things. The foods that you eat, the things that you drink, the things that you like. We like them because of this is the demographic and what was fed based off of where you lived. If you lived on the other side of the world, you wouldn't even like half the stuff that you like. So what you get to do now as an adult is take all these different experiences and decide if it serves you or not, and then you actually start really doing the training. So like I said, you want to be careful about the music that you listen to, the movies that you watch, and the TV shows that you watch, and you don't have to stop completely. However, I think it is important to train yourself and then go back once you understand what propaganda and what all it is. You do what you want, I'm just telling you. Another way that you form your mental diet is by the people that are around you in your life. If you have toxic ass friends who are not supportive or narcissistic or too empathic, you don't want people that are, if you have people that are around you that aren't doing anything with their life, then you're not going to be doing anything with your life. So you need to be careful. You need to be cognizant of the people that you spend your time with. You need to be cognizant of what you're doing. People want to talk shit about social media and the internet all day, every day, and say how toxic and sick it is. There's so much greatness on here. You just don't pay attention because you're too busy watching World Star. You can learn anything on the internet. You can see anything on the internet. It is amazing. But you choose to watch the toxic stuff. So maybe you need to start looking at your algorithms and what actually is being fed to you. Because watching these fights, watching the police brutality videos, watching the Karen videos, watching things about, watching all these girls who aren't doing anything but just showing you their body and trying to get, money for their body or whatever, I don't know. Does it serve you? Does it? And you should probably also ask yourself why those are the things that are being pushed, okay? Another thing is, I would watch what you eat, but you don't have to. That's another thing. To me, it's not about taking things away. Like, I'm not about, abstinence. I'm not about staying away from things. I'm more about adding what is going to be beneficial to me. So I drink a lot of water. I eat a lot of anything green. I try to eat things that are going to feed my mind. I like blueberries and walnuts is what I normally eat because blueberries are good for a lot of things and walnuts are really good for your mind. So all summer I'll just be popping blueberries and walnuts. And I tell myself that the healthier that I eat, like water and things like that, the healthier that I eat, the more prettier I'm going to be and the more smarter I'm going to be. Instead of always going to the going to get fast food and eating these burgers and eating this chicken and stuff that you have no idea what's in it. Can I just get at something real quick? I'm trying to figure out why half of y'all still think you're eating chicken, especially if you guys eat like chicken nuggets and chicken tenders. So if you think about it, because we don't even have to do the math, right? But let's not even say the whole world. Let's just say North America. Let's just say United States. There's how many fast food places? There's how many regular restaurants. There's how many grocery stores. There's how many people that eat chicken literally all day, every day. And you guys seriously think that they're breeding and killing and preparing these chickens that fast? Really? You're not always eating chicken. That's another build though, because I'm not like most of these spiritual people that tell you to be a vegan and that tell you to stay away from stuff. My main belief is you are a multidimensional being. You can do anything. And you staying away from these foods is basically like saying that they can harm you. What is it? They say love conquers all. So really all you have to do is raise your vibration instead of staying away from this stuff. Well, that's for another build, okay? Stay with me. We have a lot to talk about. Other forms of mental diet are not gossiping, not allowing yourself to be with gossip, not thinking bad thoughts in your head, redirecting the bad thoughts, because you are going to think bad thoughts in your head for a while if that's what you've been doing. I have a really he'll sit there and complain. This one day he was complaining to me about something, and then somebody passed him and they were like, how you doing today? And he was like, I can't complain, it wouldn't help if I did. And then I looked at him and he looked at me and he busted out laughing. He was like, I was just complaining, wasn't I? I was like, yeah, you're just complaining. But it's okay. It is okay. You never want to be hard on yourself, because that's resisting resistance. Give yourself compassion and grace. Understand that you are changing your thinking, and just move forward. Say something nice because you just said something crazy. Just balance, baby. Yin yang, balance. Okay, so what did we say? We said it's about watching the things that being cognizant of the things that are in your head, things that you watch, being cognizant of the things that you watch, being cognizant of the things that you say, being aware of the things that you consume, because I'm really not just talking about food, I'm talking about the deodorant, I'm talking about the soap, I'm talking about the toothpaste, I really in particular about the everyday products, because the things that you use, when you say these murder shows, right? The women, a lot of times they poison their husbands with arsenic, but they don't do it immediately. They do a drop at a time, little by little. I'm gonna put a little bit in his food and a little bit in his juice, right? Okay, that's exactly what's happening. You got a little bit of chemicals that are toxic and cancer causing in your deodorant, and then a little bit in the tampons and then the pads. Then you have a little bit in the toilet paper. You have bleach in your toilet paper. So women, every time you wrap it up and you wipe, you're putting bleach on your vagina. And then you put tampons and there's bleach and other chemicals in the tampons. That's why they talk about toxic shock syndrome. And you wear that in your body and you just let that shit soak for 8 hours. The pads have it in them too. The toothpaste, it does too. The shampoo does too. The lotion does too. The nail polish does too. And we're not even talking about the fake stuff you put on. The reason I don't keep my nails done is because there's so much chemicals and they're sitting on your nails. I get mad compliments for my natural nails. I do get my nails done. I just don't get it a lot because I like to be, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be cute and I'm gonna be healthy and I'm gonna be able to function, and my body is gonna be able to function in a comfortable and beautiful way. So I don't care about all the glam and glam. I'm gonna be glamorous my own way. I am. All right, so yeah, it's in everything. So I always tell people those little products, watch what you're using every day. You might not want to go straight vegan, but maybe the foods that you eat all the time, like your water, that should be healthy. I like spring water. That should be the best. Your body wash should be the best. All those things should be the best. Maybe get a filter on your shower. Not maybe, get a fucking filter on your shower and watch how much better your skin feels and your hair. I'm talking about alopecia. That's the fucking water, and it's the black girls. It's the products. These have chemicals in them. I put mine in vinegar and I Palo Santo it, and I talk to my scalp. Anyways, it's just being cognizant of the weight of the things around you. Other things I want to talk about is data mining. I'm trying to keep, no, I might not be short. I'm not going to talk about the story of how we got onto data mining with my brother one day. My brother has, anyway. when we are changing our thinking, a lot of people talk about people who are like, I don't want to say bipolar, but what's it called when your emotions go up and down? What's it called? They say is it bipolar? Anyway, when your emotions go up and down, and the thoughts in your head, are contradicting, you know, the good devil, bad devil. One, that is because you lack discipline when it comes to your thoughts. You just let anything in. You sit on the couch and people come to you talking shit, you let them. The TV's talking shit, you let it. Everybody's talking shit and you let it. And then you feel bad and you wonder fucking why, right? But one, you have contradicting thoughts that are in your head anyway. I can do it. No, I can't do it. I can do it. No, I can't do it. But then you have to understand, I just talked about thought forms don't die. There's an episode of Abraham Hicks, and I used to be a huge Abraham, still am. I went to seminars, we'll talk about that later, but Abraham has a famous lecture that she talks about where this lady was asking her, she was going on the San Francisco bridge, she was going onto the bridge, and she had done so many times before. She had lived in San Francisco her whole life, and never was afraid of this bridge. And then she said, one day I went to drive across the bridge, and I was so scared that I had to lay on the floor. I was panicking. I had a panic attack. And she was asking Abraham why. And Abraham was talking about, we tap into thought forms when we get on that frequency. And she was saying, oh, well, my a house in my neighborhood just got broken into, and HOA was talking about doing a crime watching type of program. So fear was already living in there. That's what I'm talking about. Fear, we allow fear in. So because she was already playing with fear, giving it her attention and her intention, now all of a sudden, this is what Abraham was telling her, you had connected your fear with the break-in, with the fear, all the thought forms and all the people who constantly and consistently go across that bridge every day with fear. You connected with that, and that is exactly why you were afraid. You tap into thought forms. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. A lot of times, your thoughts aren't necessarily your thoughts. And I just said that from a scientific standpoint. I didn't even talk about all right, fuck it. We talk about the difference between a spirit and a ghost. A spirit is a ghost. A spirit is energy that can't leave the ionosphere. The electro waves are more dense than they are, and it's blowing them around, and they can't get out of the ionosphere. So there's ghosts walking around here too, spirits walking around here too, with their own, they got shit to say too. And a lot of you guys are tapping into what other beings are saying, whether it be your ancestors or somebody that's for you or against you. That shit is a thing, you guys. It really is. I've experienced it many times before. But also, data mining is the information that is all around us that makes up the World Wide Web. And my brother was talking about how it's gotten out of control because it went from, okay, so what I'm talking about is we underestimate the shit that's happening in the air that we don't see, that makes it possible for me to talk to you on this phone right now, okay? And before the internet, there was information circling, but now that everyone has a phone, if not two, now that everyone has, I got two phones, a GoPro, a laptop, and an iPad, and some other electronics, smart electronics. There's so much in the TV. There's so much information circling around. Everybody wants to talk shit about crystals, but they don't realize there's a fucking quartz in your phone. There's cobalt in all your devices, and that's what makes it able for it to work. It's working off the grids. So the same way it's in your phone, it will protect you also. That's why these people wear brass and copper all the time, because they're trying to be protected from the fields, the magnetic field and the energy fields, and the things that they don't want. That is a form of mental diet, protecting yourself from these waves. And it's so funny because people think it's hocus pocus and bullshit, but when you see an image of a person out there on your screen, you don't think that's magic. When your microwave works and heats up your food in 1 minute, you don't think that's magic. You know, radiation is really, we're not gonna talk about it. Your microwave, your refrigerator, your oven, your hair dryer, your blow dryer, your washer and dryer, all these electronics around us have their own energy, have their own thought forms. They give off positive and negative energy as well. Your car, all that stuff. And all those things contribute to data mining. So there's all this information floating through the air all around you all the time, and that's why they say we make up the World Wide Web, because we are the web connection to it. But so a lot of times what I'm saying is your thoughts may or may not be your thoughts, and that's why you have to get your self-concept right, because if you're getting thoughts of doing, you know, crazy things, or even thoughts that are just saying that you're not enough, a lot of times that might not even be you. Is this conversation on mental diet good for now? Was this good enough? I feel like we talked about a lot. There's so much more I do want to talk more about when it comes to mental diet. The mind is the most powerful thing out here. I really wanted to talk about frequencies and dimensions, but we're gonna save that for another beautiful day. I hope you found value in this topic. Feel free to comment if the comment section is open and talk more about it. You guys, it is my intention that you can keep up. There's so much information that it just becomes like, and then I try to keep it, and then it just becomes, it is what it is. So we will get better though. Thank you for watching. Like I said, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe to all that wonderful stuff if you found value. If you didn't find value, I don't fault you, because guess what? Wait, hold on, what am I saying? That shit. Of course you found value. Of course you're gonna be here. Of course you're gonna come back. Of course you are going to use what I said. Oh, actually, one more thing. I'm gonna have to put this thing. I wanna, your subconscious and your conscious mind work together. So it is very important what you feed it before you go to bed and when you first wake up also, because those are at times when you're really magical. To say it a different way, those are the times where your subconscious is really co-creating with your conscious to make the things that you think real. So a lot of times people, the first thing that they do in the morning is they pick up social media and they scroll through, or they want to be mad about something from yesterday. Before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, those are very important times of the day to affirm what you want, visualize what your day is going to be like, plan your day out in a positive way, speak beautiful things to yourself, say nice affirmations. Those are those times. Oh, and what I do for my mental diet and how it's helped me. When I wake up in the morning, again, this is an everyday thing, and I don't do it every day. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm getting better. I normally don't touch my phone as far as social media, but I will meditate, or I will do Qigong, and I love Qigong. It's really good for releasing old stagnant energy. I'll do yoga or Qigong. I will talk to myself. I say my affirmations. You can do that in the morning, or you can do that at night. A lot of other people plan their day, or they'll go over yesterday, but say it the way that they wanted it to happen. What this does is if you discipline yourself and your mind for a few days, you will see a whole change in how you feel, and in the things that happen to you, and even in how people respond to you. Even time and money will look at you and respond to you different, okay? That's a real thing. So, and I'm not saying you have to do that. A lot of people do yoga, or they work out. I go back and forth with yoga, or I'll work out. Anything to move. You wanna move your body, so people dance, and that's really good for that feminine energy. You can write, you can script. Everything that I'm talking about, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there are 10,000 different people talking about it all over social media. So just Google, I don't want to say Google, sorry. So just look it up on social media, look it up on a search engine, and you'll get more information about it. And then of course, as my videos come out, you can watch my videos too. I think that's it for right now. I think that's all I want to talk about. I feel like as soon as I cut the camera off, I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have said this. But I'm getting out of that. Thank you again for watching. Let me know if you guys have any questions about mental diet or even self-concept, or don't let me know because I'm going to talk about it regardless. Thank you again. Peace to you, and I will see you soon. Bye.